Hello, this is a live video from last year. There's a lot of these on the members area of my channel. Just thought you might enjoy it. It's from December of 2024. Check it out. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you want some beret action? No worries, we're professional here. It's branding, yo. Hey. Okay, man. This reference, I've made a painting reference before. I actually gave it to, I think it turned out alright. It's got issues, but it's got some cool stuff too, though. Let's talk. You want to? Oh, I need to clean my brushes. Dang. Well, I'll pause this and clean my brushes. This is from a couple of days ago. Yeah, this is not good. We want trunk there. Okay, that's the main problem. Also, the distribution, like, look how much this is really wide. We want more of that. This little hill here, better off over there. Okay. Other than that, these shadows could be interesting. The clouds is very inspiring. And I think we're going to make a really good painting from it. However, we need to watch those things, okay? So let me clean my brushes and we'll be back. Alright, we're back. This is a 5x7. I keep doing that. I know the well, actually let's just start my regular palette. Sometimes I like to just plop some burn number on my little baby palette. I'm not going to top everything up right now. Burn number on its own might be nice, but then again, sometimes when I'm working on the red like this, I like to juice it up with some madder, and I'm gonna. See what I'm saying? That's my bro madder right there. In alizarin crimson spot. Nice, as I mentioned, less purple overtones. Nice, more kind of a little more red, but in a neutralier way. That's, I think, more supportive of what I do. So that's just giving us a kind of a juicier, redder sort of burnt umber. Yeah, it's early in the morning. No, not that early. 8. It would have been even earlier, but I was chatting with a friend here. But, yeah, we've been getting up kind of early. Summer, but, you know, it's, what do you call it? Brighter in the morning. So, I've just been getting up. Feeling like I've had enough sleep. There you go. Well, is that a 3? No, I don't want a 3, man. I don't want a 3, man. I don't want a 3, man. What are you doing in there? You're in the wrong. Oh no, it's a 2. That'll be good. It's not a brand I use. It's a DOS bristle flat. But where it came from, I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking about the second book I want to write, because I've lately got 2 books at the op shop the other day. Both the second book from guys that had a successful first book. Now, was my first book successful? Well, yes. And for me, it was. I've sold like 200 of the dang things, you know, with my little means and methods. I'm thankful for that. That's good. But, you know, it'd be even cooler for me. I think cooler if I was, you know, had a regular publisher. Well, I wasn't able to figure that out too well. That's okay though. I mean, when I looked into it, it's like if you want to write a book about some sort of political or sociological thing, okay, they're going to publish it. But who wants to read that? I don't want to read that stuff. I don't care about. In fact, I had a conversation with a friend recently. I wouldn't even really thought about it, but because he's talking about sociology, and I go, yeah, I don't care about any of that. Well, this and that, and I'm like, well, I ain't saying it ain't true. I'm just saying I don't care. Yeah, it's pretty low. I do think we want the horizon low, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we might benefit from the 1/4 thing. So that's just a preference of mine. I feel like the space is divided. It's just a little over, much higher than in the reference though, which you will have. If you see this, I mean, seascapes ain't really going up in the channel because I paint. Now I'm trying to do. I'm painting every day for the summer season. Right now, I'm getting in some small things. I like that. Yeah, you like that? Okay, I like that. Where's the grid? What I bother with a grid for when I don't even have a grid? Don't ask me. Let's go. Now, I don't want to get into any weeds here, but one thing that's kind of cool would be these little subtle reflections. That should be a little more. Nice. Let's get this main shape nice. Oh, there's some cool things about that tree. I sometimes find like these little straight. That's not in the reference, obviously. But sometimes these little could be a nice counterpoint to all the curves. Maybe, maybe not. Let's try something different. Grid, you're not even helping me. Except, well, you probably did for finding that nice horizon line. So the reason why I'm thinking this may like some little General rule for you: if you don't see a trunk in your reference, like I don't here, you gotta make one up. Doesn't have to be extremely clear necessarily, but you need to have some kind of trunk. Otherwise, it's just a big mass. No, not so much for this. In fact, this would just be a little bit of anchor shape. Now, there's a lot of highlights on that, and some of those might be good, some of them not. For the most part, just to help me make sense of it, we're going to take that sort of approach. I think we're going to taper out a bit. And then one thing I noticed I think is really cool is I have a highlight there and I have a reflection. Eh? That's nice. Light source. Shadow, we're going to say, coming from here. What? You going to put red flowers on this? Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it. It's for the market. It's for the marketplace. Yeah, I think maybe over the holiday I might take a few days off and start mapping out the structure of the book. And you know, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you because I'm always honest with you. For my last book, I did crib some elements from various places, but I didn't steal from only one place, which is good. You don't want to steal from only one place. Because then you're just copying some dude or dudette. That's not good. That said, you know, okay, I'll tell you, my music a lot of times I will just appropriate chord progressions, but I don't worry about I don't appropriate melodies. Chord progressions are not copyrightable, so it's all on, but it gives me a structure that I can then use to create my own art, and very similar to yeah, sometimes I do that when I'm riffing on a master, and it's the same sort of thing. I don't like that shape, I'll tell you that. I don't like these big roundy shapes. They're not good. They don't serve your landscape at all. Minimize them if they're a thing, and it is a thing in this reference. Nice. Now, generally, if you have these kind of things, don't make it just a little lump. We're gonna have like a multi deal here. Just giving that little bay feel, intimacy. Nice. What about here? Looks like we're gonna have to raise things up. You know what I'm saying? That's good. I want them to connect. I don't have to work out everything right now. I'm going to draw clouds. Now, one thing I don't like about what I've come with, it's like that in the reference, but I tend not to like having bright. Could be some more shadows from some trees over here or something. I don't know. Don't matter, because I don't want it bright down there. I don't mind over so much over here. Also, we're going to have some waves and things. I don't usually worry too much about reflections. It seems to be it's a quiet bay. All right, let's do some color mixing. Get on with it. Mix some colors. I think that drawing came out good. You can see, I think that's quite illuminating. Yeah. And then I'm always looking at it in the camera too. That'll work. That'll really work. Now, and in that book I was saying I got, at the end of his book, he shows like photos of like the areas he painted. I don't know if he painted them, in plein air or what, but I'm missing some colors. Well, I paused this camera. It's just gonna have to hang. Margella, you made it. You're with me. I've got 2 extra tubes. I love it. It's in my raw sienna spot. Well, I like it because it's more consistent, less chalky, less gritty, nicely opaque. And normally when I'm using this raw sienna tone, that's what I want. I want some old passata. You're good. We need some. We took the Mars violet away. It's gone. It's gone. Love it. I really liked making underpaintings with it, but if it's not dry, I can't work with it. Yeah. Oh shoot. Well, here, I'm sorry, don't mean to be wasting your time, but we're gonna have to make some Mike's Gray. So you may as well see how I do that. I know it's it's in definitely the members area, because I'm always doing it. Oh, I got some of that. Use some of that. get the tube out of the box. I use this just cheap titanium white, which they put a bunch of zinc in there and other stuff. You can see all I ever used, that's why it's gray. All I ever used it for was making Mike's gray. So we'll use the rest of it. Now, pretty close to 50-50, but I don't, if I gotta have it go, I'd rather have it go too dark than too light. So what I'm going to do here is just set off a portion of this and see how we go, and then add that back in if I need it. Because, yeah, that's definitely too dark. Great. So we're not that far off though. Oh. Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh, perfect. I had it right. I like that. 50% is good. 60% is okay. Once it gets to 70% dark, nah, that's getting too dark. Oh, and then, 40% light, that's our sweet spot. That's a littler on the dark, littler. More English is good. What the heck? That's some crusty bits there. I don't need you in my life. Crusty bit. I don't need you in my painting. I don't need you in my life. Yeah, it's humid here, muggy. The sun's not out, but you can see I don't have my overshirt on because, yeah, I don't have the fan going or nothing. It's early in the morning, but it's been pretty hot. Which is good. That's what you want. Somebody want it hot. Squirt on me. I have a lot of variations of this. It's all burnt sienna made with, must be cheaper or something, or more consistent. That's my guess. Red iron oxide. Red iron oxide is a very common mineral. And I think they, or that iron oxide, I think they just kind of put it through some chemical processes so they have more consistency, because you get one rock that's more red, another rock less red, more brown, whatever, what have you. Alright, sorry for that. We had to top it up, but yeah, maybe I learned something, who knows. Well, you would know, maybe. Alright, let's start with some blue. I'll put a little bit of this. That's really too dark. The gray is already kind of a blue, so that's nice. It's smoky. I didn't make very much of it, but let's just keep moving. I love painting. My last painting turned out really good, little 4x6. And I'm thinking, always learning like that scene, that reference almost always produces a good painting. So some references will. And one thing that was in that book I was talking about is like this guy saying, one teacher is like, well, if your painting is great because the scene is great, you're not really succeeding. Meaning you can make a good painting out of anything, right? That's basically what I took from that. That's what I took away from that. I know it's true. I had that insight very early on, maybe painting number 20 or so. Big clump of weeds turning into some trees. I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. Yeah, I like that. That's this little beach here. I'm not gonna have too bright. Next color, gray. Now, because my Mike's gray is pretty dark, let's just see how we go with this. Not too bad. Lot of ways to get there. That's more of a tan than a gray, but that could come in handy for some things. No question, the sand or something. Great. Like that. Yeah, so I was talking on the latest 15 minutes up there. It's Old Arcadian Road. Just talking about difference between rendering slash drafting and painting. And now painting does require you to draw, but the type of drawing should be mass drawing. Shapes and relationships, not little tweaky details. And some painters are like that, and all good. They can be that way. I don't want to paint like that. I don't like it. Not for me, anyway. Okay, how about some of this right down? Just like that. Wait, we're done. Oh, we got all these nice yellows. Yeah, that'll be too fake on its own. You go, well, it's pretty bright. Yeah, I know. But let's knock it back with a little umber. That's more natural. Still not quite. Using a little bit of burn umber. Oh, that's even better. Because I know what I'm going to do. And you say, that doesn't look like no colors in the sky. I'm like, I know. Come on. I'm going to get there with my cad and a little bit of white. Out some of those greener properties with the orange. I like that. Now I know it's brighter there, but I can obviously dip into the CAD as I'm actually doing the painting, so I don't feel like I need to mix that bright yellow, pre-mix it anyway. This guy, we're going to do a white type of tone. White. Nice. You'd think, oh, that's fine on its own. No, it ain't. It ain't. In fact, the white, the lighter the color. Hello? Let's keep going. Yeah, it looks pretty good. But it's good to bring a little raw umber into the mix, because that gets it into the realm of, I had a little gray in there, it looks like. I'm liking that. Now if that's too dull or flat, we can put a little taste of some yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is a really great color for skies. It's quite forgiving, and it gets on with the blue. Now it can get greenish. And that's one of the reasons for having my mix in red there, so I can do some complementary adjusting if I need to, if the color's going too green, which is common with all your yellows basically. Look at that, that's nice. That tells the story, right? Yeah, my gray's a little darker, my brown's a little different, but you really get what I'm going for here. So as far as the land colors, it's kind of the same thing all the time, but that's okay. I don't mind, because you don't need to change things that work. Whoa, newsflash. Some people don't know that. So I'm going to impart that. And we do change, like we moved into the Mars black because it gives me a better result when I like my darks to go nice and thin, so that gives me more opacity there, which is good. Well, that's not very much Mike's green, is it? You caught the Mike's gray, now you're going to catch the Mike's green, because that won't be enough to do this painting. Let's go ahead and do our dark green. I really like the Paraline with the Mike's green for a dark green quickly. That's a little too dark, and I won't be able to lighten it much. I'm just going to throw it up there so I can make some more Mike's green. Very similar to the Mike's gray. You want to hit that sweet spot, not too dark, not too light. It's in the book, yo. Now, if you're working in a limited palette scenario, you can make an equivalent to Mike's green with the cad yellow, if that's your, say your limited palette is cad yellow, cad red, you know, phthalo blue, black and white, that kind of thing. But for a day in, day out, and I don't love that. I mean, I can make it work, but I don't love it because it's quite chalky. So what we like for Mike's green is the acrylite yellow. This is specifically PY74. You can see that a lot of the times a tube of paint marked cad yellow hue. It'll be PY73 or PY74. They both work. You can use those instead. This is the Hansa from Gambler. But when I use this up, I have a big tube of cad yellow hue from Daler Rowney, which I'll switch to. It gives me a very close result. Now here you don't want that Mars black. That would be not nice. But look how beautiful that is. And now that's one of my big, no one taught me this. No one taught me this. But I've been passing it on for 10 years now. Oh, you're going to hear a lot of that this coming year. 10 years, and it's all going to be 10 years, because I'm going to figure out what day, too. I'm going to figure out. It'll be the first video of the, oh, come on, that's way too light. Alright, this starts happening to you. Put some aside. Because otherwise you would just throw a ton of paint there. This happens all the time. But I feel okay about it because but it's not a huge quantity. I don't like to make too big quantity. Put a real nice dollar. Is that too much? I don't know. No, it wasn't. Look, we're right in the middles. We're right in the middles. Right there. That's really nice. But now I'm going to go bring this back in. It'll be too light. Now it's just a little more black. We're compensating. Nice, we got it. We got it. Just remember, though, it was pretty important to when it's going to like put that extra bit of light aside, then bring it back in. Otherwise, what happens? You just keep chucking paint in, chucking paint. I end up with this giant wallage of paint. Now, if I was really going on, if I had that full-time assistant, because I was making millions with my painting, could happen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't worry about it because I know it will be happier. Maybe I don't think I would because I'm happy already. So you gotta be careful when you're trying to add on the happy. Anyway, if I was that guy and I would have that full-time assistant. I'd have a whole tube of Mike's green mix, a whole tube of Mike's gray, and then this would all be set up for me when I sat down to paint. Hey. All right. Well, That's my dark green. Here's my middle green. In this case, I'm going to bring in some of that. Oh, that's nice. Quite reddish, but that's cool. Now I can balance that out a little bit of this this permanent green, for a little more greenish. I still haven't really lost my red tones, which is amazing. Green is so interesting. But with your Mike's green as a foundation, you will already be well on your way to having more congruent paintings that look more natural. You can take the Mike's green and tint it with the Paroline black / green, or the permanent green, which is like secret phthalo is what that is. It's phthalo and that same yellow that I used for the Mike's green. I like that. I'm not going to do a lighter one. Don't need it. A couple tones for the sand, starting with this leftover from the clouds for some dark sand. Use that for the light sand. There you are, sitting there. Don't use that little tiny bit of green. That's not going to be much good for nothing. So I'll give it that. More neutral. So to get a little more neutral, my favorite color for sand or tans in general is the raw umber. I can go a little on the green side, and that's where I really do like that though. I want to warm it up a little with some of my mixing red. Check it out. That's a little more neutral now. Well, it's more red. But I think once we mix it, yeah, I went too far. It's all right. I'm not going to go much lighter than that. And as far as the wave colors, I am going to put some waves in. Maybe. No, I might not. I might just go real quiet on this, with a reflection of these sunset colors. I like that idea. Now, when the last time I painted this scene was, 15, 14, 16, somewhere in there. 9 o'clock now. The pre-mix is done. Bum bum. Boom, boom. Okay, I'm gonna start painting. So I think what we're gonna do, 9, you're gonna get the sky in, and then go get a little stuff at the grocery stores. And have some lunch, and then come back, and then finish it. Nice. Cool. Let's go. I think I get rid of these greens on my palette. Greens on my palette. Zip-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Oh, look. You're so lame. You're leaving this browser on this computer. Oh man. Fine, whatever. I like to check my email before I start doing stuff. Although, okay. I don't want to play up that hole too much. I feel like I just figured out something in here that something bothering me, and it's that. Hey, that's better, huh? Okay, good. Everything's going. Yeah. So I'm always harping on it. You gotta paint more. You gotta care less. You paint, do your best, but don't be attached to outcomes, right? Now that sounds counterintuitive. Oh, if I don't give me a good outcome, I mean, I'll go what I do. Well, you can do a good job without caring too much about outcomes. Imagine how it is when you're just working for someone. Maybe you just had to take some kind of job you didn't care about, so you could feed your family or whatever. Well, there's a good example. You're working hard, or you're working, I mean, it just makes sense to work hard to me because time goes way too slow if you're dragging your butt on some sort of job, you know. New brush, Tranquil, Filbert, breaking you in, son, for the sky. Nice, dusky. Now we're just gonna go brighter. And I'm gonna bring in some mixing red because it goes a little green. More pure phthalo, more pure white. Look at that nice blue. Yeah, I don't love the Winsor Newton greeny phthalo as much as I like my Gamblin phthalo, which I still have in the box, but that's okay. We can make almost anything work as long as you know what the properties are, the principles are. At your sky, it's good to have some variation. Don't just paint solid blue, although that can be effect that works, not for me too much, but I have seen painters do it, so it might be time, might be a place where it's just the trick, just the thing. A little lighter, and we're bringing in some, with the light paint, we're bringing in some brain. Yellow ochre. I don't get the brain working. Just be patient. Yeah, be very patient with you, Mike. That's what you say. I like blue for sky holes. I'm going to put some other notes of other things in there, but I like blue for sky holes because it's clearly sky, you know. I will put gray. A lot of times I put gray. I don't always just put blue. I want this more dusky. I want some of that original color. And I'm bringing some gray. And some raw umber. I'll show you. See, that kind of went green, so bring in a little of that mixing red. I like the mixing red because it doesn't like saying, oh, I'm purple now, you know. And you notice I have kind of a loose framework for the tree shape itself. I mean, I have worked it out, but it's not, the edges aren't worked out. And like that, that's enough with the blues. We're moving into grays and reset my brush with a little bit of just some oil and then some orange. This is the reset. And you go, what? I ain't no color you painting. Yeah, well, look at here. See? Nicely reset. Bring it over red. Nicely reset. My warm. There we go. It's a very greeny, tanny, but a lot of times if I see things are not really headed my way in that premix, I just kind of leave it because I know I'll adjust it as I'm painting. So actually into this, I think I'm going to bring a little bit of the burn number. That I want more cool. Brown and more over here. Probably pretty good for that. Now I'm bringing some of that mixing red off to the side and some white. Okay, yellow. See, if I'd gone in the middle of that, I would have been fighting, and I just want to start moving it. Over here, I want more cool gray. That's pretty subtle, Mike. Put a little more buff in that. A little bit of actual red iron oxide too. You'll see that's going to give us a lot more charm. See, it's charming. Well, that wasn't how I say it, Mike. But, well, yeah, it's okay. It's my paint. My tune. Coming into that with some of my cooler gray. Yeah, that wasn't good. I'm gonna have to compensate it. So I didn't want to go in that dark. Bring in a little bit of. I used the toe of the filbert right on the left. I don't want everything all chattery. Okay, gonna get some madder going and some white. Just to get some more pinky going. And that's not what I want, but look, with the colors in my brush, we're kind of transitioning a little. And then like, I see some, it's a bit dark. So let's just bring a little more of this buff. And a little yellow ochre too. Just get some life in it. Now, it's not where I ultimately want to be, but it's pretty nice. More warmth. It gets more yellow ochre in that. I'm going to be supporting us for these yellows coming in a bit. Quite often I will find I got to bring in some of the blues again. That's alright. It's a process, yo. sad thing. It's getting mixed with things in my brush, so it won't be so. It has like more dusky mystery feeling over there. That's nice. Blue. Lighten it a bit as we go, and I'm going to use the regular titanium and bringing in some Mike's Gray too, just to get more of kind of this regular kind of cool gray sort of thing. You want to see? There you go, son. Or daughter. Son. Here you go, Amos. I think cool gray good. Lighter, needs to be a little lighter. Some buff, some of this other taupey color on the palette, a little bit of yellow looking too. It's not much different from that tone. Cool this off. It's not identical. Nice. Okay, I feel like I've lost some things with the blue, so I'm going to go back into blue real quick. It doesn't have to be pure blue. This junk shot, I like some of what I had here. I lost. This is the side action. This is the reason I picked this brush today. I want to lean into that side. Let's go over it. And when we bring in the titanium white, regular titanium white, bringing in yellow ochre. You don't want your whole sky to be medium tones. I have done it, and I may do it again, but in general, nice progression. Okay, that I want more creamy, yellowy. I'm just picking up some other stuff on the palette. All right, let's talk about the book. The book is 13 years of collected tonalist painting knowledge, $60 US. International shipping is included. And yeah, we sold quite a few, mostly just through this channel to the people that have been coming around here, and hopefully you're getting some value. I know you are, otherwise why would you look into the book? But I've had nothing but positive feedback about the book, and this one's a little slowed down. Usually I speed it up, but why don't you have a good gander at it? I know the shipping's going up. I haven't heard yet how much, so best plan though is get it now while it's still a little cheaper. Anyway, take good care. Stay out of trouble. Okay. Oh, I know I could have done that without. Let's get going. I'm gonna bring in a little. Sorry for the. I'm bringing in a bit of that Mars yellow. See, it's gonna have a little different. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. The slightest bit in the paint and the reference is over here, but we don't want that. We're going to have it up by the tree. Down here. That's not the color I mixed, although it's pretty similar. I don't know why I didn't choose that. If you can, don't have bars of solid things coming up against trees. Now that's not to say you want a halo. Nice. All right. Here's the yellow I mixed. Quite strong. That's not that back though. I don't want it too strong or too bright. Next to the edge. Now we're going to burn it. Yeah. Like I was telling you. It's really just a matter of bringing in white. I do like that. And some cat yellow. pinky with it. Mix in red, titanium white. Now not the buff, because the buff would, well, the buff might work, but I want a little clean pink. Some pinks going on here. That's cleaner than in the reference, but I feel like it's a nice counterpoint to the yellow. Love me, oh let me be lonely. That color was just too raw, and in the reference it's like super bright yellow there, but I'm working up towards that. And you can see I'm also bringing other things into the blue here. Hey, Ida. I know it's nice there. We're gonna get some more pure whites coming in. Starting now. Starting here. A little more yellow. That had to be white though. And now I'm starting with just my white and the cad yellow here. And I'll bring in a little of that. We gotta get in some brighter yellows now. Not liking that. Not too bright. Not as bright as maybe what's in the reference. Let me, oh let me be lonely. bit too thin. I'm going to bring in some of that white I mixed, the light color I mixed. Just kind of reinforce this. Still kind of, oh, it's nice. It's a little less, it's pale. Pale yellow. That'll be too strong, that little streak there. But I'm pretty happy with that result. That's a nice looking sky. We're going to do the water too right now. We ain't done. Yeah, I got you up there. Boop, boop, boop. You there. You there. We got some things. We'll be alright. You there. You there. I'm pretty happy with this now. I'm just going to fix something up real quick. Whack. Sky colors in the, I want to leave the sky pretty rough and raw. You don't have to get real delineated with this kind of thing. It's nice though to have it lighter as we're moving in. That'll give that feeling of distance. What the hell? It's worth the time. I did that very, very nicely on my last little painting I did. It's on the channel right now. That's nice. Then I went a little too far. That's what she said. No. Can't just have Fred in one spot and not another. very strong, too strong. Okay, so you pink. Hey, gosh. Now, this book I was talking about, it's like from '79, and honestly, there were some good landscape paintings being done, but I really am not a huge fan of the '60s, '70s, '80s landscape paintings. It's like, there's some good things, don't get me wrong, but chunky, but not in a good way. Slapdash, but not in a good way. And a lot of that's because they're trying to embrace the abstract thing, which I do too. Don't get me wrong, but not. I don't really care. I'm happy just to do the thing that I want to do. And of course, my influences are. Let that a lot lighter there. The main influences are the Tonalist from 100 years before. Let's see some pinks. Now this pink I'm doing, this was Mike's mixing red, which is the Winsor Newton. I want that more red. The Winsor Newton candid hue. I just call it mixing red. So if you hear me refer to mixing red, you know what I'm talking about. what's it called, my gallery, my longest standing gallery, and normally he just doesn't pay much attention to me, but for some reason I think I'm getting more popular around here, which is good. It's been a slog. But, actually I think God was just waiting for me not to be something. I don't know. Well, I do know. I mean, it's either... So success can destroy you. If you're not ready for it. I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I mean, actually, my real goal is just to do the will of the universe. Help the universe with its goals and agendas. It's a bit too cool there, so put some pink on that. But we are finishing it off with tiny bit of purple there. It isn't anywhere else in the painting, but that's okay. Down here. Whoa. There we go, that's nice. I don't want anything too dark in this water. I'm happy with that. That looks good. Okay, sky's down, water's done. I don't want to overdo it. I want it to be expressive. Be careful of these kind of moves. You can smooth your painting into oblivion. We want to see the struggle in the positive sense of the word. The struggle is real. We want to see it. We want to see you trying to figure things out. You might think, oh, I need to perfect this more. It'll be better if I do. No, it won't. It is what it is. Pretty soon after you started painting it, really. It's going to be what it is. Using my toe. Brush, not my toe. Yeah, nothing we know. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's go. 10 o'clock. That's the sweet. Wait one thing before we go. I'm happy with that. I feel like I want to go one notch brighter there. That's how I feel. Well, I lost some of what I wanted there. Much like the color that was there anyway. It's kind of ugly. It's gonna have to be, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the little hills back there. Let's pretty it up with this red. That's fine. I don't want to get too in the weeds there. Oh, we'll be back. See you soon. Yeah, just I doctored it up a little. And it wasn't on the camera. Yeah, Denise, that's from a foliage. This lovely Your Trek 3. Been a little while. I'd love to see what their Gilberts are like. From the darks. Alright. Oil. I might do it because tans. I don't know. Could use the sky brush for that. Or washed out the version of the nice. Okay. What's it doing? I'm going to do a bit of a purple there. Now you might go, ooh, you don't have any purple anywhere else, and I'd be guilty as charged. But I can pull it off. I got so far, so close to what I've already done. I did use some dial. Whiskey. What do you know too? I could have used that thing, Motorswagen. Just have to have a note darker than it's over there. Whoever said goodbye, baby, whoever said. That's looking alright. I don't need like a super strong transition there. That's good. I'm good. I'm good. We're gonna run the ruler in there. Maybe now's the time. Nice. Okay, we're done there. Now let's just start doing some tree stuff. Yeah, I think. I guess I'm okay with these patterns. It's not perfect the way it is, and I think this one will be 2 ducks now. Well, no singing allowed, says the tube of you. Sing, we pay. Running in a ton of burnt sienna, just so it's a little different from down here. Massively different, but somewhat different. Ooh. I don't like my light green, it's too dirty. Just adjusting it, and you say, it's nice, but just dirty. It's nice with the flat, you got the corners, so there's always trade-offs. Yeah, no red flowers. Just would be distracting, I guess. Yeah, that last, you try sometimes. You do a little expressive thing and it can work out. Too long, right? Everything leads up to something else. Yeah, the last painting I did had the yellow oak on. Only not pretty dark. Too whatever either. It would be quite shadow, I think. have to watch a commercial. You already paid £6. You want to watch a commercial when you already paid your £6. That's alright. This lowers the answer. Okay. I like it. I'm gonna go with it. It's the sand brush. It was the drawing brush, but it's doing double duty. We're going to get into this kind of, everything I've done has been very got very red, which is okay. Sometimes I'm like trying to get out of the green thing. Not bad. I'm going to leave it kind of raw. It's a good mix with the sky. Look in the camera. Yeah. I'm hanging on that little band there, and I don't think it's good. Just going to throw a halo in there. You happy? You're done. Oh, I didn't even paint the rest of that now. Well, she didn't want it to be bright sand. It's actually kind of a clue that I didn't have to paint it for it to look okay, because the value was right. Can have it two facing, so it just wiggled in some dark. Okay, we'll zoom in 1 minute. Take good care. Stay out of trouble. God bless you and your family. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, well, do all that subscribing and stuff, but definitely check out the members area. There's a lot of stuff. This is what's in there. Lots and lots of it. So anyway, until I come back with another video for your, hopefully for your edification and enjoyment, take good care. Stay out of trouble. God bless you and your family, and let's fight the power.